This episode is brought to you by Tinder. Cuffing season is in full effect, which makes Tinder the place to be right now. There's a new wave of folks coming back to the app, ready to find love, fun, or just a new friend. And if you're worried about never meeting up with your matches IRL, don't be. 1.5 million Tinder users go on dates in person every week. Explore all of the possibilities for yourself. Tinder, it starts with a swipe. Download Tinder today.
This episode is brought to you by Starry. When you drink Starry Lemon Lime Soda, every sip is a win. Perfect for game time or anytime. It's a crisp, refreshing lemon lime soda that's caffeine-free and bursting with flavor that makes you go, ah. Starry hits different. Find it in stores or online today.
And welcome to Unequal Sequel.
Extra.
Welcome all. It's Friday. Yes, he's still doing jazz hands. I'm ignoring it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome you at the back. Welcome you at the front. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Unequal Sequel Extra. We are the podcast that just pretty much talk about sequels. Aren't we, Rich?
Yeah, we are. I like the way that you said hello to everybody, as though they're sat in a theatre listening to the podcast. I'd like to say hello to the person sat listening to this while they commute to work in the morning. Hello
Is that
to
going to be you?
That's going to be me. Yeah, I'd probably like listen to it on my own commute because, you know, that's not weird, is it? Listening to yourself talk.
No, I do that just to check it over.
Yeah.
I also like to say welcome to the person that's probably listened to this on the toilet.
Yeah, there'll be at least one of you. Yeah.
There's always one out there that's having a shit and listen to us. And if that's that one person, welcome. Do you know what I realise we never do when we do these intros? We never introduce ourselves.
Oh, that's a good point, isn't it?
66 episodes and we just learned. No, we never say hello. So who are you?
I'm Rich and I am, you know, one of the hosts of this podcasty thing.
Perfect. And I'm Dave and I'm the other host of this podcasty thing. I think we do it.
We do it on the interview. We do it on the interview ones. We just forget to do it on the extra ones because we just presume that if you're listening to an extra, you've probably listened to the interviews because they are the better quality. Because, you know,
they are the better episodes.
Yeah, they have people that know what they're talking about on them, and these are just us having a little ramble.
Pretty much a film ramble, a sequel ramble, as you may call it.
Yeah.
And what are we doing today, Rich? What time of the month is it?
It's that time of the month where we come to the end of the month and we do the little roundup-y thing of all the things what have happened in the month.
So it's the last Friday of the month of March.
Yes.
And we've covered quite a bit. So what have we covered, Rich? Quickly.
So we have...
I've got it written down, so I like to test you at these certain places.
So what we have covered in terms of our extra episodes this month, we have done The Batman.
That's one of them.
And we've talked about Blade 2.
Yes, that's the other.
And we have... What else did we do?
We did the trailer breakdown for Fantastic Beasts.
The trailer breakdown for Fantastic Beasts, of course. It was so early in the month, I'd forgotten. But yes, so it's been quite a varied month, actually. We've had a new movie to review, we've had a trailer breakdown, and we've had an old movie to talk about. So
yeah, it's been a good one, because we were really worried at the end of last month we had nothing to talk about.
I mean, essentially, we were really worried we were going to have to watch the Nan movie.
Yes. Have you watched the Nan movie, Rich?
No,
nor have I, so we can't even delve into that.
No, I'm thinking I'm going to the cinema on Thursday, but I don't know what I'm going to see. So who knows? Might go and see the Nan movie.
I really hope it's the Nan movie. I really, really hope.
I might even indulge myself and do some sort of double bill.
Like the Phantom of the Open is meant to still be good, so I think
I'd quite like
get
to see
our
that,
back in more.
Yeah, now that I've looked into that, when you mentioned it, I thought that sounds awful. Now I've looked into it, I thought, oh, that looks all right.
Because I know what I'm talking about.
You do, occasionally.
Right. I absolutely don't. Yeah, I've had a good month, actually. Looking back on it, I've been ill for most of it, so I haven't watched as much as I would normally watch or delve into, but I've really enjoyed the episodes. The Batman was interesting.
Yeah.
Not as much love as I thought I would love it.
No.
Blade 2, I loved more than I thought I did. Fantastic Beasts is still there.
It's there. It's a thing.
It's happening.
A thing you can see.
We are going to talk about it, but we're also donating to a certain charity that certain people will rebel against.
Yeah, will dislike. So yeah,
yes.
Good.
So yes, but there has been some sequel news.
Oh, of course. Sequel news. I actually hit my microphone, so if you had a big donk during that,
leaving it in.
I was doing actions for sequel news and I hit my microphone, and Dave's not going to take that out because he secretly hates me.
Yes. I've got 4 pieces of news. As ever, pick 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Let's start with 1 today. I ended on 1 last time. Let's start on 1 this time.
Yeah, okay. Number 1 that caught my eye is that, which I didn't think was going to happen, a Godzilla vs. Kong sequel to film in Australia later in the year. So there's getting a sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong. Thoughts?
Okay. Haven't seen the first one. Not really a fan of big monster movies. It kind of falls into that kind of disaster movie genre that just kind of turns me off a little bit. But I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll have to watch it and review it, so I will see it eventually.
Have you not seen any of these Godzilla or Kong movies?
I have seen Shin Godzilla.
That's not part of this.
This is not part of this. But I think that's the only. And I've seen the 90s Godzilla movie.
Again, not attached to this.
No, that's it. That's all I've seen.
So you haven't seen the legendary Godzilla 2014?
No.
Godzilla King of Monsters?
No.
Kong
I've seen the one
Island?
where Jamiroquai does a dance in a.
Again, not attached to this.
No,
I wish it was. I'd love a sequel to the 98.
Yeah, I've seen the Jack Black King Kong. But I'm guessing that's
not attached.
No. Oh well, there we go. No, I haven't. None of these. I've seen Rampage. That's got a big gorilla in it.
Again, not attached to this.
No, I haven't seen any of these.
Big news is it's going to start filming at the end of the year and probably come out in the year 2024.
Oh, okay.
If the world hasn't ended.
Nice and chirpy, Dave.
Actually, I'm in a really good mood. I am surprised that these movies are not my kind of bag, because every one I've watched, I'm thinking, oh God, this could be the one that I love, because I like big dumb movies and I thought this would be right up my street, but these so far have not been, and I haven't enjoyed. I watched Godzilla vs. Kong 2 weeks ago, actually.
Okay.
I found some time and thought, let's see what I still think of this. Still doesn't impress me much. There's a lot of fighting, and it's big and it's loud, but everything else about it falls apart, to be honest. It's pretty dumb.
Sorry it made you go all Shania Twain.
Yeah, it doesn't impress me much. Okay, so that's happening. Pick a number again.
4.
4. This is also surprising news that there's finally going to be a sequel to Will Smith's I Am Legend.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
Starring one of our favourites, Michael B. Jordan. So Will Smith's returning.
Okay.
And Michael B. Jordan are returning.
Interesting. I like a zombie movie, so I Am Legend sort of falls into that category.
I think I Am Legend is a good film. I really enjoyed it. It's been a while since I've watched it, to be honest.
It's a different take on the kind of zombie genre.
Delved back for many, many years, but I always thought there's been potential for a sequel there. Plus, and I think there's 2 cuts. There's a cut where Will Smith dies, and there's a cut where Will Smith lives.
Okay.
If I remember rightly. So I'm guessing he lives.
Yeah.
There's not many details. They've just announced.
Okay.
There's been talk. It's not even announced. There's been talk of a follow-up.
Right. Oh, so it's not. They've not announced it. It's not greenlit. It's
not greenlit.
Right. Okay. So we're quite a way off it yet.
But I like Will Smith.
Yeah, me too.
I like this film. I like Michael B. Jordan. Plus, I like films that kind of tease a sequel and then never get one. So, and they've
true.
2007.
Yeah,
was the original.
That's a long time, isn't it?
Does that get in your gap of annoyance? Because sometimes you don't like sequels.
Potentially, but it depends how they do it, I suppose.
Michael B. Jordan plays his son.
I don't think it's going to be coming back. How's he going to play his son? Anyway, don't forget. Yeah, let's not talk about what's going to happen. But
it's always placing someone's son.
What I really hate it is where there's big gaps, and then the one that comes back is kind of like the nostalgia kind of, wasn't the last one really great? Look at all this, fan servicey stuff we can do, and we'll just make the same jokes and the same comments and stuff as we did last time. Hopefully,
Coming to America 2.
Yeah,
Coming to America 2.
Exactly
Sorry.
that.
Bless me.
Hopefully that's not going to happen with Iron Legends. So
well, let's see if it gets greenlit first, because I've kind of jumped the gun here with the news. Okay,
more
number
zombie
2.
news later.
Yes, 2 or 3?
2.
2. Okay, this is again rumored, but they reckon the Avatar 2 trailer will reportedly debut before Doctor Strange 2.
Sorry, what?
It's that film that I'm pretty sure still doesn't exist, but apparently does exist. Also, Zoe Saldana saw the first 20 minutes just before Christmas, and it made her cry.
Wow, okay.
So, are you excited for Avatar 2? Any excitement in you at all?
What do you think?
No.
I mean, I could be completely wrong, and I hope I am. I hope it's wonderful, but I watched Avatar with my son not long ago. Not really. There's a lot more swearing in it than you'd think.
Really?
Yeah, and it's okay. It's still just an okay movie. Essentially, it's still just grown up Ferngully.
The 3D made it good, didn't it? It was the first of its kind.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Once you watch it not in 3D and the whole 3D phenomenon has gone away, it's not so good.
Do you reckon that he's got a secret technology up his sleeve this time, James Cameron? He's going to pop something else?
4D.
Out. But that already exists, right?
5D. You're going to have to travel through time whilst you're watching it. I don't know. I mean, probably not. No, it's probably just going to be on a... Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of the sequel that nobody wanted, isn't it, really? Apart from James Cameron.
And the studio who have just spent millions and millions and millions of pounds on it.
Lots of money.
I'm sure there are Avatar 2 fans out there. They're just not on this podcast.
No. I'm sure there's at least 11 of them.
It must be more than that. It's the highest grossing movie ever, Rich.
Yeah, but again, I think it was the 3D-ness, because everyone had to see it. It's so high grossing because nobody was going to wait for it to come out on DVD. Everyone had to see it at the cinema because you had to see it in 3D. So I think that's it wasn't the story, it wasn't the movie that made it so high grossing. It was the gimmick. Yeah.
Plus, 2009 is a long time ago. That's a generation, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a long time ago. Well... Yeah, I suppose it is a generation. But
are they hoping to bring new fans to the franchise?
Maybe there'll be kids around now that have never seen it. So
well, Disney have gone big for it because they've also done Avatar 3 at the same point.
Oh, really? There's meant
to be 4 of them in the end. Yeah,
they've done 2 and 3 together, have they? Do you know what?
Shot tandem.
I sometimes like that. I sometimes think that works really well. So, maybe. Who knows?
I reckon they're going to have a 3D world that goes around you, so it's like a 360 experience.
Maybe you have to act it out. You have to actually be the actor. So you're like the avatar, essentially. You have to plug your brain in and then...
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Rich is good there. Well done, mate.
How's that for...
So VR, basically VR.
Yeah, VR, basically, yeah.
Apparently a lot of it's underwater though this time, so maybe they just put you in a scuba suit and drop you in a tank of water and make you watch a movie for a tank of water.
Goes full on Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm so looking forward to it, Dave. You can tell.
Yeah, I can tell. Last bit of news. Pick a number between number 3 and 3.
3.
3. Okay. Sean Levy is directing Deadpool 3. We finally got some movement on Deadpool 3.
This is something I can get behind.
You're actually a fan of these movies. I like Deadpool.
I'm not just a fan of these movies. I am a massive fan of Deadpool comics. I've read Deadpool comics for a long time before the movies were even an idea. I think that I was massively disappointed by the use of Deadpool. I'm going to put quotes because it's not Deadpool in the Wolverine one.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I'm just so glad he got a movie, and Ryan Reynolds is the perfect person to play Deadpool. However, the one thing I miss from the comics that I wish was in the movies is kind of Deadpool's other personalities. So in the comics, he has multiple personalities essentially, because where Wolverine heals and just looks like normal, Deadpool scars when he heals. And so essentially where he's been shot in the head and stuff, his brain has healed but scarred over, so it's left him kind of quite severely mentally ill, which is hard to portray on the movie, I guess. But in a comic, it's nice to read like 3 internal characters arguing with themselves at once.
Oh, right, okay. That'd be interesting if they went down that route.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I think it would be interesting, but yeah, we'll wait and see where that goes. I doubt they probably will. It's probably too hard. But
And do you think Sean Levy's a good suit?
I think so. Yeah, seems like a good foil. I
mean, he's working with Ryan Reynolds a lot recently. He did this would be their trilogy they're calling it. He did Free Guy, and then the Adam Project, which we'll talk about.
Which we will talk about because I've seen.
Yeah, me too. But Deadpool's quite an adult, thing.
Oh yeah, very much so.
And this guy, his back catalogue isn't really that.
No, I suppose not.
I mean, you got Night in the Museums, you've got Date Night, Real Steel, that is criminally underrated, to be honest. The Internship. He's involved in like Stranger Things, maybe. Just Married, Cheaper by the Dozen. Is this really what he directed? Bloody hell, I never knew he did that. I don't know, but his partnership with Reynolds is quite good. So
yeah. I mean, I hadn't thought about that, actually, if I'm perfectly honest. I just thought he's quite good at funny, and Deadpool's funny. So, funny action, that kind of works. So,
and Disney's trying to want to step away from the violence a little bit.
Yeah, which might be a bit of a shame, because that's the whole Deadpool shtick, really. He's got to be violent.
He's got to be violent.
He's got to be violent. He's the merc with the mouth. He kills people for a living. He's got to be violent.
I'm just excited because I didn't think this will ever get off the ground, Deadpool 3.
I thought it was done and dusted.
I thought they were just trying to fit him into other people's movies.
Yeah.
To be honest, a whole Deadpool movie I didn't think would come from a Disney outlet. But here we are.
Very exciting.
And once again, I was proved wrong.
I'm glad you were, because I find this very exciting.
Seems to be a running theme from this podcast.
Yeah, cool.
Oh,
nice
exciting.
Nice sequel news, dude.
Can you do the sequel news to hear us out?
Sequel news.
Lovely. We're now going to move on to what we've been watching, which we start with the sequel films we've kind of caught up or rewatched or seen, something like that. Yeah. Rich, have you seen anything resembling a sequel in the last month?
No.
I've
seen very few sequels. However, I have started watching a prequel. Does that count? So I've started watching The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Right.
I started watching it last night, and I haven't finished it because it is 3 hours long, and I was falling asleep. Not because it's a bad film. I was falling asleep. I was just really tired.
Did you know it was 3 hours long before you started?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't realise it was going to be 3 hours long before I started. I just thought, hey, it's a cowboy movie. It can't be that long. It's long.
It's a good film, though.
Super long. Yeah, it's really good. It's
you do
really
forget that that's a prequel.
Yeah. So I've seen A Fistful of Dollars and A Few Dollars More, but I'd never seen this.
This is the one that they filmed last, right, though? It's the third in the trilogy.
It's the third one they filmed, but it happens before the other two, because you sort of see Clint Eastwood becoming the character that he plays in the other two movies.
And when are you going to watch the rest?
Tonight.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you're enjoying it?
Yeah, I really like it. There's all kind of the really stereotypical Western stuff that happens in it, and the all the Sergio Leone like close-ups and eyes as they go that kind of everything that you would imagine in a Western is basically in this movie, as far as I can see.
It's fucking great.
And the score is amazing. The Ennio Morricone score is just perfect.
Yeah, it's a lot of I think it's one of Quentin Tarantino's favourite films ever.
I can see that. I can absolutely
The Good, the Bad,
see
the Ugly.
Yeah,
it absolutely reeks when you watch that, and you watch some of Tarantino older film. You can see where let's call it pay homage and not steal.
Oh yeah, not steal, just
homage.
Yes, indeed.
That's basically his career, though. So
true. Yeah, you can definitely see it. Yeah, it's got a huge influence on Tarantino. You can definitely tell that.
Well, I rewatched Fast 9, Rich.
Okay, yeah.
It is not good, is it? It's not good.
It's preposterous, isn't it?
It's the storyline is just, and the script is just diabolical. And do you know the best bits about it is when they go to space. Everything else is just toilet. And Vin Diesel is just.
Do you like it less than when we watched it in the cinema?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I do.
Gone down in your opinion now, has it?
It wasn't high up in my opinion when I watched it.
No, but we had it about middly though, didn't we? We said we'd put it about middle in the ranking of the franchise.
In our ranking, yeah.
Yeah.
I would consider putting this very low now.
Oh, right, okay.
Very low.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not.
Maybe I need to rewatch it and figure out what's going on.
It's got me really worried for part 10, A and B, because they're splitting it up. And Vin Diesel's got me very worried, but just because he's a madman and they've given him all the keys to the kingdom, it seems, and there's no one to stop him.
No.
And I know the storylines have always been crazy, especially since, 5? But this one just goes to another level of nonsense.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it.
I'm
really
did
sorry.
the first time. You did in the cinema. We were both kind of like... It wasn't that long after lockdown, though, was it, I suppose?
It was good to be back in the cinema.
Yeah.
But it's not as good as 5 or 7 or 6 or 1.
No,
or
you're right.
Maybe even 8 at this point.
Oh, okay.
So that leaves it.
Yeah, pretty low down.
Yeah.
It's knocking on the door of top Too Fast, Too Furious.
That's a lot of work to get to there, but yes, didn't enjoy it. But that's the only sequel thing. Oh, and Godzilla vs Kong. Obviously, I watched. So I've just
we talked about that one.
Which also I didn't love.
You've watched a lot of things you didn't love this month.
It was an interesting 2 hours or whatever it was, and it was loud. I enjoyed that more than Fast 9.
Oh well, there you go. I'm quite tempted to watch Fast 9 again now and see if it really is that bad.
I'd love to know your thoughts next month. Tell us to them. Cool.
I'll give it a try.
Shall we go film clubbing?
Yeah, film club.
God, who needs jingles when you have us? I think we've maybe watched the same 2 films this month.
I've watched 4.
Okay, let's go with
Although
you.
One is a rewatch. One I'd seen before.
Okay.
So I've watched The Adam Project.
Tick. I've also watched that. So
I've watched Turning Red.
My 2. So go with the other 2 first.
I've watched Encanto.
Okay, let's go on.
Because I tried watching it at Christmas and I fell asleep and missed half of it, so I watched it again. And I've watched Windfall. Have you heard of Windfall?
I watched the trailer earlier.
I really liked it.
That's the Jason Segel, Jesse Plemons, Lily Collins from the makers of 7 or something.
Not anything like 7.
Oh, from the producer of 7.
From some bloke who once watched 7.
Yeah.
It's I actually really enjoyed it. It's quite clever. Without giving anything away, Jason Segel breaks into a billionaire's holiday home with the intent on robbing it, and the billionaire and his wife then turn up and he takes them hostage and things happen and there's an almighty big twist at the end.
Oh.
It's a twisty twist.
Does the trailer give it away?
I don't know. I've not seen the trailer.
I really like Jason Segel and
Me
I
too.
think he's been missing for a while.
He was looking a bit like David Arbor in this.
Yes.
I thought.
He's a big man, though.
He's a big man, and he got the big beard, and he was looking that kind of grisly.
And you would recommend Windfall?
I would actually. Like I say, I really enjoyed it. It's a 3-person cast. The only other person who turns up in it is a very stereotypical Mexican gardener for a little while.
Yes, he's in the trailer.
He's in the trailer, and that's it. That's the whole cast.
COVID's making.
Yeah, maybe
way
it
of
is,
filming then.
It's
limited crew and cast.
Clever. It's clever.
Okay. Yeah, it just feels like that one has been brushed under the carpet on release kind of thing. I haven't heard anything about it. Great cast.
No.
Netflix, and then I was just going through trending or whatever it is, and there it was, and I was like, there's the guy from the Muppets movie that I love. Yeah, okay, I will.
It's definitely worth a watch, mate. It's definitely worth a watch. And
let's talk about Encanto.
Encanto. I mean, I really liked it.
It's brilliant.
Someone said to me there's too much singing in it, but actually I quite like the singing. I've just been fully converted to musicals, it would seem.
Yes.
But yeah, the old the drip 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 song.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Never in my life have I related to a character in a movie quite so hard as I do the strong sister.
It's a great song. It's the best song on the album.
It's a great song.
On the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, none of this, we don't talk about Bruno nonsense. It's the drip, drip, drip.
No, I don't like
one.
that song.
Yeah.
Did you watch the sing-along version as well?
No, I didn't. I watched it with my two nieces and my son at my dad's house.
And
so
they
we
all
all watched it together. Well, I presume they liked it. They were eating their lunch and then sort of playing computer games and stuff whilst also watching it. So yeah, but
so basically, what I'm hearing is that you zoned out, ignored the kids, connected 100% to the movie.
Yeah,
and then. Yeah,
I was at the grandparents' house. That's what
what
happens. Is grandparents do the childcare bit, and I just zone out and watch the telly.
It is great. Like I said a minute ago, it's no Moana, which is my
Moana is a very good
which I connect to. Don't know why, because nothing about my upbringing or anything like that. Just the songs sing to me.
You do look very much like a South Sea Islander, Dave.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm really glad you rewatched it because. Sorry, just had a drink in the middle of a conversation. That's just rude. It's great.
It is great. It's really good. It's really good, and yeah, it just turns out maybe I like musicals after all.
What are you going to burst into next then for next musical? Is there anything you feel is on the list?
I need to watch Hamilton. I think everyone's been raving about Hamilton, and I've not seen it, so I need to watch Hamilton.
Hamilton is great.
I'm still not convinced by West Side Story, but maybe I need to watch that because it's up for an Oscar and stuff, isn't it? So,
yes, we should probably talk about that, but I don't think we can because I haven't watched any of the movies. I mean, it was the BAFTAs last week, and some films did good, and I wish I could tell you what won. I think The Power of the Dog did well.
Did it? It's the only one I've seen out of all of them, I think.
I still haven't seen it. So.
There's still quite a lot I need to watch, but I generally find Oscar-nominated movies quite difficult. Quite a slog. I have to be in the right mindset.
A few years back, I used to get really into it. I was a real filmy. Had to try and watch everything. I got to a lot of screens to try and see them at the time. And the last couple of years, I just have no time for awards. No time at all. They do nothing for me anymore. Not that I think they're getting them wrong, because me and you both agree that's your personal opinion. So you can't be wrong over that. The whole debate about them, and I feel like they bring out the worst in a lot of people.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Especially on social media and stuff. And I keep it at arm's length. Yeah. I don't put pressure on myself to watch the movies anymore. I watch what I want to watch, which seems to be crap at the moment. But
I think, like you say, like movies are so subjective that giving an award for a movie just is like, it feels like, dancing about architecture. It's just kind of, who can say it's the best? Who's qualified to do that? But
plus Oscar films and BAFTA films, and they're a certain type of film, so they're ignoring a whole heap of.
There's no comedies in there.
No comedies, no action films. Very, very little sci-fi. Yeah. Only ones that sci-fi are Dune, which is a great sci-fi.
Yeah,
it's pretty epic. I might delve back into it one day, but at the moment I'm enjoying what we're doing, which is light and silly and fun.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I've always liked that. I've never really been into the Oscars. I've never been one of those people that stay up and have Oscar parties and stay up and watch them and stuff and get excited. It's a very nice thing to do. It's very nice to pat people on the back that you think are great, and that's a wonderful thing.
And if you're listening to this and you got nominated for an Oscar, congratulations. I hope you win.
I kind of prefer the British Comedy Awards, if I'm honest. At least it's funny.
I mean, the whole debate about the Oscars and who's hosting, and then how they do it and who they invite, and it's Fucking stupid. Anyway, let's move on to our other films,
Okay.
which we both watched. Which one do you want to talk about first? Adam Project or Turning Red?
Should we talk about Turning Red first? Because I watched that first. Is that all right with you?
Yes, I'm disappointed it's not about finding out you're ginger at a young age. That's what I was expecting from it.
Oh, Dave.
Very different to what I wanted or expected.
I think it's a brilliant way to approach a subject that people aren't comfortable about talking about for some reason.
Yes.
You know, and I watched it with my little boy who's 6, and then he had some questions about what was going on, and it gave me an opportunity to for me and my wife to say, this is what happens to girls, you know?
Oh, so right, he grabbed onto, he knew something.
A little
wasn't
bit,
just thinking,
yeah. A couple of questions, and we were able to say kind of like, you know,
well, that's brilliant.
when girls get to be about his oldest cousin's age, then, you know, this is what happens.
I think that's great. I don't think I loved it as much as you.
I'm not going to say I loved it, but I thought it was clever.
Yes, it's a wonder, and the animation was good, and it was set in Toronto, and they had Timbits on the table, and that was great.
Because your wife's Canadian. So
wife's Canadian. But Tim Hortons is coming now to the UK. So
yeah, we've got one in Milton Keynes. Yeah.
We have. I go there quite often, Rich. So, quick, give the plot.
Yeah, so young girl turns, 11, I think we're saying in this one? Is she 11
13.
or 12?
13.
13, sorry. And one day wakes up.
Sorry, I have to read the IMDb plot.
Go on then, read the IMDb bit, go on.
Because they just ignore literally everything you're saying. A 13-year-old girl named Milan, you know, turns into a giant red panda whenever she gets too excited.
Oh, okay.
There's no more.
Yeah, okay. So essentially, yeah, she turns into a giant red panda.
Basically, she turns into a panda over hormones and
When she
periods.
When she sees a boy that she likes, she turns into a red panda. When she has fun with her friends, she turns into a red panda. And essentially, it's all about growing up, and it's all about girls getting their period. I mean, come on, we can say it. It happens.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's what it's about. And about girls growing up, and that I think it's a great movie. I think it's a great way of telling this story in a way that young people who are going through this stuff can watch it with their parents.
Yeah, and you can answer those questions if they bring them up, or kids will just watch it thinking, "Oh, she turns into a panda whenever she gets too excited." Like
exactly.
And the animation's really, really sweet. And,
it is.
And the voice casts are good.
And there's a really good message in there about friendship and about family, and some really nice kind of stuff in there that's good for kids.
It's very Pixar, yes.
Yeah, super Pixar.
Yeah,
but more on the Inside Out level of Pixar than the Toy Story bit of Pixar, I would say.
Yeah, well, that's where they've kind of been leaning recently. With Luca and Soul.
Yeah,
they're trying to hit.
True.
They're trying to hit those beats a little
deep and meaningfuls.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had if Toy Story also has a deep and meaningful.
True,
so that's not
true. Yeah.
I think all their
Cars
projects.
Then maybe.
No, Cars has a message as well.
Cars has a message. We've talked about the message of Cars. Friends are more important than winning.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure Cars 2 message is because I can't remember watching it. But...
Cars 2 message is
be a spy.
Mater is funny.
Be a spy.
Is not funny. I don't know. Yeah, don't know what the message of Cars 2 is. Anyway, yeah. So that's Turning Red.
And the other film?
Adam Project. The Adam Project. Another Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy combo.
Yeah, this is the second in their trilogy. So like we said earlier, they're enjoying working each other, and it's going to continue with Deadpool 3. And this is a sci-fi film.
Yeah. It's about time travel. It's basically a guy from the year 2050 steals a time-traveling jet, goes back in time, meets his 12-year-old self, and adventures.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's all I can do.
To save the future.
Yeah. That's all I can do without giving you spoilers, because there are, there's quite some things in there that are quite obviously going to happen, but I don't want to definitely spoil
The whole film is very obvious once you're in it.
Yeah, it's very obvious, and it's very kind of formulaic as well.
Yeah. Reynolds still has that Reynolds charm, I'm going to put it as.
Yeah.
But he does slightly delve into his other layers of actual acting and emotion. I think
yeah, he's grumpier, I think, in this than he is in most of his movies.
Still very funny, I think. Yeah. I think the kid is wonderful. I'm going to find out his name. Just so Walker Scobell.
Yeah,
as young Adam. Very good. It's got Jennifer Gardner, Mark Ruffalo's in there, Zoe Saldana, Catherine Keener, with some horrible CGI.
Horrible CGI. Horrible, yeah.
Horrible. For me, it runs out of steam halfway through.
It definitely does. Yeah, it definitely does. It suffers from that. This whole plot rests on one massive coincidence, essentially, that a lot of kind of convoluted movies seem to.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
And again, there's a message about family in there again.
There's
and
probably some sort of message in there about Summit. Yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I think it'd probably be a nice family movie if you've got slightly older kids, I would say.
Yes. Well, I've got no kids, but...
No.
Yeah.
But anyone listening, I mean, Dave, not just you.
Well, I'm the one who's talking. So, yeah, Amblin kind of... For me, it works best when Reynolds and the boy are arguing.
Yeah.
And anything away from when they're not on screen together, it kind of lacks.
Which is sort of weird because it's sort of him arguing with himself.
Yeah, and he does a great job about playing a young Ryan Reynolds. He's got that level of wit.
It's just some big old plot holes. And of course, like any time travel movie has big old plot holes. If you think about this too much, you'd be like, hang on a minute. None of that makes sense. Like, they can't. How can they do any of that?
Well, yeah, that's time travel movies. There's always,
there's always a caveat.
You can always break down like that can't happen because so and so.
Yeah,
but it's a fun hour, 2 hours movie.
Yeah, it's 1 hour 50. I checked.
Boom.
It's
under 2 hours. Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon movie. Watch it with the kids. It's nice.
Yeah, it won't stay with you forever.
Nah. Watch it and forget it, I'd say. But definitely not terrible.
Yeah, let's talk TV quickly.
TV Club.
What? Yeah, I love these. These are great. What have you been watching TV series?
So I have been watching. I've watched the whole of the final series of The Last Kingdom, which I really like. It's all about
nothing to me.
Vikings, which is cool. I've watched the second series of Master of the Universe Revelation.
How is it?
The Kevin Smith one. I like it. It is just enough my He-Man of the 80s that I remember, and then just enough new stuff too. And yeah, my son quite likes it. We watch it together. I've not finished the series yet, but I'm really enjoying it.
Good.
I've been watching the series 11 of The Walking Dead that's nearly finished. In fact, this weekend that'll be the last episode.
Oh my god!
Ever of The Walking Dead.
Is it living up to it so far, or is it you going to have a lost moment?
I think I might have a lost moment. I think.
I
don't know how they're going to do the last episode, and God knows how they're going to fit it all in. But we'll see.
Okay.
It's rushed, I would say.
But is it still good? Because I left Walking Dead season 5. I
definitely think it's picked up again. I think it was getting to a bit where it's becoming a bit of a slog. But
how many episodes are in a season now?
Well, this one's got 14, I think. But that's the last season, so it's a bit weird. I think it's normally like the 20, 23, 24.
Oh, I hope so. 'Cause one day I do plan to delve back in. And
it's worth delving back in. I think it gets a bit sloggy around kind of series 6, 7.
Can you give me a guide of what episodes I don't have to watch?
No, not really.
Bugger, okay.
Not really. Yeah, I think there are clearly people that have moved on to other things, and that their disappearance has not been explained all that outwardly, I would say. But yeah, clearly actors have moved on to other things. But yeah, it's good. It's actually, I'm quite enjoying the series, and I don't really want it to end. But maybe that's.
It will never truly end, Rich. You can start on the sequels and the prequels and the spin-offs.
Yeah, there's going to be movies, aren't there?
And
I can go back and watch Fear the Walking Dead, which I haven't watched yet. And there's going to be a Daryl and Carol spin-off and all sorts. So,
yeah.
hey, You know, it's never going to be over. And like I say, I quite like a zombie movie. But The Walking Dead is not so much a zombie movie anymore because they've been living with zombies for 12 years, I think, at this point. So, you know, zombies are just like a mild annoyance.
Like COVID.
bit like COVID. You know, they were like, oh God, it's a zombie again. Fucking just stab it in the head.
Nice. Anything else you've been watching?
Peaky Blinders.
Oh, that's started again. Still never seen an
that's
episode.
Back on telly.
And I
Have
keep
you not
meaning
seen it at
to.
all?
And this is the one I do want to watch. So you're watching Peaky Blinders. Never watched an episode. I really want to. I'm really sorry.
Just watch it. Just get on iPlayer and watch it all.
I know.
Very good.
My mum and dad love it. You know,
Yeah,
everyone loves it.
and it is drawing to a very dark conclusion. It would seem.
Again, satisfying or lost?
I think it's probably going to be satisfying. Yeah, more so than Lost. But yeah, I think we're getting that way. So yeah,
that's exciting.
Definitely highly recommend Peaky Blinders. And if you've not seen it like Dave, you can catch it all on iPlayer, and it's all nice.
Exactly.
It's all free because the BBC is wonderful and there's no adverts. Amazing.
Right, I've watched a bit. I've finally watched Invented Anna.
Oh, cool. Yeah, what do you think?
Like you recommended.
Yeah.
It is good. It takes you a while to get into it, but once you're into it, you're really into it.
Yeah.
Because you think, how did she get away with this for so long? Her accent is very annoying.
I think her accent in real life is very annoying, to be honest. I think it's quite accurate.
Yeah, once you actually find a video of her, you think, oh no, the girl's actually doing quite a good job of her German accent, or German, Russian accent, wherever it is. But we've already spoken about that. So the other two things I've been watching, three things I should say, is, I'll cover them quickly because I don't really want to talk about them much, is Space Force Season 2.
Oh, yeah. I watched Season 1. I haven't caught Season 2 yet.
I was disappointed with Season 1 because, you know, it's the makers of The Office and Steve Carell, and you think that's going to be hilarious. And it's not.
There are good bits, though. There are good. The bit where he starts dancing to Kokomo by the Beach Boys in his office. I love that bit.
I wish I could remember that bit. I can't remember anything from Season 1. Season 2, I thought was an improvement saying that.
Okay.
But I don't think my argument backs that up because I can't remember everything that happens in Season 1. But I feel like I thought, oh, I'm enjoying this more than Season 1.
Okay.
The characters a bit more. And I think they found their feet a little bit more.
I want to see what's going on with Lisa Kudrow and see what's happening there. Do you find out anything about that in Season 2?
Not really.
Oh, that's a shame.
She's a very secondary character.
Oh, okay.
She's still in
prison.
jail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, I've been watching. I found myself loving F1 for the last few years. Don't know where that's come from.
Okay.
So the Netflix series Drive to Survive, smashed it in like 2 days.
I've seen it. I've seen it pop up on Netflix. I haven't watched it though.
It's great. Even if you don't really like F1, it's a good documentary about sport.
Okay. I used to really love F1 and just motor racing in general. Just really loved it, and I am not into it at all now.
Oh, now's the time. It's exciting again now.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's really good. Because I've gone the other way. I was never watched it a lot when I was younger, and then it got away from me. And then the last 2-3 years, really got into it, the build up. I think the Netflix series does help that. It gives voices to the people a little bit more. Okay. And the characters of the the real people, of the people who run the actual teams, and they're quite funny. As in, they always argue with each other and stuff. It just gives it an extra layer.
Yeah.
And the other thing I've watched, I don't know if you watched, was the Kanye West documentary, the 3-part series, hour and a half.
No, I've got literally no interest in that whatsoever.
Yeah, it's not going to bring new fans to Kanye West, especially the last hour, which really steps into when he goes off the rails. It's an interesting development of mental health, I think, and it starts about a man before he released his first album, and a guy who worked for a TV channel in Chicago saw potential in Kanye West, and then just decided to film him for the rest of his life.
Wow.
So, yeah, there is about a 10-year period where they don't speak.
Okay.
There's 3 parts of the series, and they're about an hour and a half each, actually. And the first one's about trying to get that first album made, and then the second one's about the release of the first album and the bit of the second album, so when he's starting to get off the ground.
Yeah.
And then the third third episode is the last few years, to be honest. So when he really, I don't know what the word is.
He
really
off his pickle.
Yeah, really gets the most Kanye West that he's ever been.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember buying the first album and loving it. I still think it's a brilliant album, to be honest, and so is his second album. But I don't like him himself.
No.
But I thought it was quite interesting, especially the amount of footage they had.
Cool.
So it's very behind the scenes.
Maybe I will catch it then. Maybe I will give it a look.
It's an interesting view about a man that you know quite a lot of because he's always doing something.
Yeah.
And you see how such a big his mother was such a big influence on him, and probably kept him grounded. And when she died, sadly, that's when he didn't have that voice of guidance or telling him, you shouldn't probably be doing that, Kanye. That's a bad idea, which is quite sad. But that's all. That's all I really watched this year. This month.
This month. Okay, I've still got quite a lot yet, though. Yeah, well, I think we both kind of watched a fair chunk of stuff, plus all the other sequels we watched for our interview episodes that we can't talk about.
Yeah.
So there's all that too.
So should we look to next month?
Oh,
what's coming up?
So yeah, come on then. What's happening?
Theme tune.
Well, no, I've already done sequel news. What's this? What's?
I don't know. I just want to see what you came up with, to be honest.
It's Dave's roundup for next month. Woo!
I'll take that. So this is a week before March actually ends, but there's no sequels that come out in the end of March, so we're fine.
We're okay.
Well, Morbius comes out March 31st, which is another one in the Spider-Man universe. It's not really a sequel, but it is a sequel. But we'll probably have a word with it. Then we've got Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Oh, yes.
Which I'm really looking forward to.
Me too. The first one was such a surprise. I was not expecting to like it, and my son loved it so much that I had to download all the classic Sonic games for him on his Switch, and so now he's sat playing like classic Sonic games that I used to play on my Mega Drive back in the day.
Wonderful. Yeah. That's good.
He's loved it.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Can't wait to see it. I thought it was better than it should be. I thought we got a bit of an panning as well, and then you have to kind of realise it is a kids' movie.
Did it get panning? Did it? I really enjoyed it. I thought most people thought it was a very...
Some people were trying to compare it to like The Godfather. Like, guys, it's not going to be an Oscar bait film, is it? It's a computer-generated hedgehog with Jim Carrey going absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
And this one we got Knuckles and Tails. So for our generation, well excited.
Yeah. Awesome.
We've also got coming out Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore.
Yeah.
We've spoken about that enough already.
Yeah.
We then, I don't know, got on the 29th of April, Downton Abbey, A New Era.
Okay. I've never seen the TV show and I've not seen the last movie, so God knows.
I've seen the first season and nothing else.
Okay.
So
this will be interesting then.
Yeah. We've also got Fisherman's Friends, One and All.
Oh. Yeah.
And you've seen Fisherman's Friends,
I have
you
seen
quite
Fisherman's
like.
Friends. I do quite like it. But a sequel sounds a bit strange.
Best singers, right?
Yeah. Not sure it needs one. Yeah, but watch it. It's on my Plex if you want to watch it. It's.
I will.
Yeah.
We have to talk about it.
I think we should talk about it. It's a British film. We should talk about more British films.
Yeah, but apart from that, other films coming out. The Northman, which Skarsgård in it, looks brutal. Yeah. Father Stew with Mark Wahlberg.
I don't know what that one is. I've not heard that one.
Yeah, he's a gangster that wants to be a priest or something in the end. Operation Mincemeat, which is a true story about the war.
Right.
Before you make any jokes about it, it's actually a serious subject.
I was going to make some jokes, and I'm not going to now.
And that's about it from what I can see that I know of anyway. The Bad Guys, which is a kids' animated movie.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like the sequel to The Good Guys.
No, sadly not. We're never going to get that. But April's looking positive. More positive about April than I was about March.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like we're going to have a good April.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot to talk about, and then if not, we'll squeeze something else out.
Yeah, be fine.
We'll try and cover as much as we can, and if what we don't cover in actual episodes, we'll try and cover on these episodes.
Yeah. Be all right. Cool. So, I'm guessing that it's my job again. So if you liked what you've heard, and I mean, who wouldn't really? Because we've got the quality microphones now. It's such good sound quality. I mean, the banter is fantastic.
Oh, top banter.
But if you do like what you've heard, there are loads better episodes, which are the interview episodes. I would go back and listen to season 1 and season 2 of those. We've got some brilliant guests. Season 3 is coming very soon. I think the end of April, with kicking off with season 3. And we've got some wonderful guests for season 3 as well. And yeah, so if you like what you hear, click the little subscribe button. Click it, give us a like. Give us a thumbs up, give us some stars, give us a heart, give us whatever it is that you have on your pod shop that says we're great. You can even leave us a review if you want to.
A nice one.
Yeah, a nice one, please. Although, if you need to leave a horrible one, be constructive with your feedback.
About 5 stars.
And we'll take it on board. We're not big. We're not too big, We'll take suggestions on board. You can also follow us on Twitter. We're at Unequal Sequel, and you can also find us on Instagram at Unequal Sequel. And of course, because it's now become a thing what we do, we have an email address, unequalsequel@hotmail.com.
Perfect. You've actually nailed and rounded up beautifully there, Rich. I've got nothing else to say apart from thank you for listening to all of our episodes. We appreciate it. For you guys who keep coming back, there are those people out there, surprisingly, who do like listening to us. So thank you to you. You are all brilliant.
Yeah, we love you.
We love you. I've got nothing to say, so it's a bye-bye from me. Bye-bye.
Oh.
And a bye-bye from him.
Bye!
See you next week. Have a good one. Bye.